They told you gray hair was permanent, that once melanin production stopped in your hair follicles, there was no going back except expensive dyes or just accepting it as inevitable aging. But what if I told you there's a specific protein, one that costs a fraction of what chicken does, that can actually restart melanin production in dormant hair follicles and begin reversing gray hair in as little as 3 to 4 weeks, even if you're 60, 70, or 80 years old? Why? Because while everyone's been pushing lean chicken breast as the gold standard protein, they've completely ignored that chicken is deficient in the exact amino acids your hair follicles need to produce melanin, the pigment. And that gives hair its color. And if you're over 60, every protein choice you make either feeds your hair follicles what they need or starves them, accelerating the graying process. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly what this hair restoring protein is, why it contains 5 to 10 times more of the critical amino acids needed for melanin synthesis than chicken, and how to use it strategically to see new, darker hair growth at your roots within 30 to 60 days. Stay with me because by the end, I'll give you the exact serving sizes and the one critical mineral you must combine it with for maximum gray hair reversal. But before I expose the protein that could save you thousands on hair dye, if you want to address the root cause of gray hair naturally, hit that like button now. Subscribe for daily breakthroughs in senior nutrition that go beyond conventional advice. And comment below, when did you start going gray, and would you try a food-based approach to reverse it? Let's talk about the truth behind gray hair that nobody acknowledges. Doctors will tell you gray hair is purely genetic, programmed into your DNA, with nothing you can do. But that's only part of the story, the part that keeps you buying products rather than solving the problem. Yes, genetics determine when your hair follicles become vulnerable to losing pigment. But the actual loss of color isn't just genetic destiny. It's a nutritional deficiency combined with oxidative stress that destroys the melanocyte cells in your hair follicles. These melanocytes produce melanin, the pigment that colors your hair. When melanocytes are damaged by free radicals or starved of specific nutrients, they stop producing melanin or die off entirely. Your hair doesn't turn gray because of age. It turns gray because the cells responsible for color have failed due to lack of nutritional support and excess oxidative damage. Here's what makes it worse for people eating chicken-heavy diets. Chicken is promoted as healthy protein, and yes, it has protein, but it's severely deficient in the specific amino acids that melanocytes need to synthesize melanin. Melanin production requires enormous amounts of 2 amino acids, tyrosine and cysteine. Tyrosine is the direct precursor to melanin, the raw material your melanocytes convert into pigment. Without adequate tyrosine, melanin production simply cannot happen. Cysteine is required for glutathione, the antioxidant that protects melanocytes from oxidative damage. Chicken breast contains only moderate tyrosine and is relatively low in cysteine. If chicken is your primary protein, you're literally starving your hair follicles. So what's the protein that provides 5 to 10 times more tyrosine and cysteine than chicken? Naturally contains bioavailable copper and can restart melanin production in dormant follicles. My top recommendation for patients who want to reverse gray hair naturally is surprisingly affordable, but scientifically powerful. Lentils, specifically brown or black lentils. Now, before you dismiss this as too simple, let me explain why lentils are biochemically superior to chicken for hair pigmentation. Lentils are one of the most concentrated sources of tyrosine in the entire food supply. 1 cup of cooked lentils provides approximately 700 to 900 milligrams of tyrosine, compared to chicken breasts, which provides only 400 to 500 milligrams per cup. That's nearly double the melanin-building amino acid your hair follicles need. Lentils also provide substantial cysteine, the amino acid required for glutathione synthesis. Glutathione protects melanocytes from oxidative stress that destroys them. Studies show that declining glutathione in hair follicles is directly correlated with graying, and restoring glutathione can restart melanin production in follicles that had stopped producing pigment. But here's where lentils become truly superior. They're naturally rich in copper, providing about 0.5 milligrams per cup, roughly 25% of daily needs. This copper is highly bioavailable. Compare this to chicken, which provides minimal copper, often less than 5%. Copper is absolutely essential for melanin synthesis because it's a cofactor for tyrosinase, the enzyme that converts tyrosine into melanin. Without adequate copper, even with plenty of tyrosine, your body cannot complete the conversion to pigment. Copper deficiency is epidemic in people over 60, and one of the first visible signs is accelerated graying. When you eat lentils regularly, you're simultaneously providing the amino acid precursor for melanin, the antioxidant protection to keep melanocytes alive, and the mineral cofactor required to convert tyrosine into actual pigment. It's a complete hair pigmentation system in one food. Lentils also contain high levels of folate and vitamin B6, both critical for healthy hair follicle function. Folate supports DNA synthesis in rapidly growing follicle cells. Without adequate folate, follicles can't regenerate properly, leading to weak hair prone to losing pigment. Vitamin B6 is directly involved in metabolic pathways that produce melanin from tyrosine. Deficiency in B6 impairs melanin synthesis, even when tyrosine is abundant. Lentils provide iron too, about 6 to 7 milligrams per cup, roughly 35% of daily needs. Iron deficiency directly impacts hair pigmentation because iron is required for enzyme systems that produce melanin and for delivering oxygen to hair follicles. Now let's talk about what research shows. Studies on populations that consume legumes regularly show significantly lower rates of premature graying compared to those eating primarily animal proteins. One study found people who ate lentils daily had gray hair, onset an average of 8 to 10 years later than those who didn't, even controlling for genetics. Another study supplemented people with premature graying with high tyrosine foods, including lentils, plus copper. After 6 months, approximately 40% showed visible darkening of previously gray hair, particularly at roots where new growth occurs. My patients over 60 who switch from chicken-heavy diets to lentil-rich diets, incorporating lentils 4 to 5 times per week, report dramatic changes. Within 6 to 8 weeks, they notice darker roots, less new gray hair, and some see previously gray strands regaining color. They tell me their hairdressers ask what they're doing differently. For gray hair reversal, I recommend 1 cup of cooked lentils 4 to 5 times per week. 1 cup provides approximately 18 grams of protein along with all the tyrosine, cysteine, copper, iron, and B vitamins your hair follicles need. Lentils work even better with strategic combinations. Always consume lentils with vitamin C to dramatically increase iron absorption. Add tomatoes, bell peppers, lemon juice, or citrus, and you increase iron absorption by up to 300%. Include healthy fat, like olive oil or avocado, to enhance nutrient absorption. And ensure adequate copper from multiple sources: dark chocolate, mushrooms, nuts, and sesame seeds. Aim for a 1.5 to 2 milligrams daily. Can you really reverse gray hair? The honest answer is It depends on your melanocytes. If melanocyte cells are dormant due to nutritional deficiency but not completely dead, then yes, providing the right nutrients can restart pigment production. This is possible in 30 to 60% of cases, particularly in people whose graying accelerated rapidly. Hair grows about half an inch per month, so you need 4 to 6 weeks to see darkening at roots and 3 to 4 months to see noticeable color change in visible hair length. But that's nothing compared to a lifetime of gray hair or decades of dyeing every month. Let's talk cost. Dried lentils cost $1 to $2 per pound, yielding 6 to 7 cups cooked. That's 15 to 30 cents per serving. Chicken breast is $3 to $5 per pound at $1 to $1.50 per serving. Lentils are 5 to 10 times cheaper while providing superior nutrition for hair pigmentation. Over a year, switching from chicken to lentils several times weekly saves $200 to $300. If you've been dyeing your hair at $50 to $150 every 6 weeks, potentially reducing that saves $400 to $1,200 yearly. So if you're over 60 and serious about reversing gray hair naturally, about saving money on dyes and addressing the root cause, then starting this week, replace chicken with 1 cup of lentils 4 to 5 times weekly. Add vitamin C sources, ensure adequate copper, and track your results with photos. Give it 12 weeks and watch what happens at your roots. If this opened your eyes to natural gray hair reversal, subscribe for more science-backed strategies. Tell me in the comments, are you ready to try lentils for gray hair? Let's build a community reversing aging naturally.